Boom!
Boom! Boom, Rudy. How are you, my friend?
I am great this Friday afternoon, man. New York City. I am just gonna do this right now, real
Go
quick.
for it. Hear it
Um,
on your site, man.
Great.
I am so pumped about today. This is going to be a cool call.
It is. It is. It is. Boom. Okay. Great. Okay, we are good. Awesome.
Good. So tell me about last night. I saw something last night you did with a bunch of entrepreneurs. Tell me about that, and then we'll get into our topic.
Man, last night was incredible.
Hmm.
Last night was incredible. I met a lot of entrepreneurs whom I never thought about.
Right,
These are like things which you go to events or you think about possibility of meeting new people, but you meet people who have a whole it's like blown away. It's an organization of 440 people,
right, right.
and I went there with the intention of meeting maybe 5 or 10 people,
Hmm.
but we were like 15 in the hall.
Hmm.
We were like 15 sitting in the hall, but they have like an organization of 440 people and they're trying to build a whole
Right,
community. And I'm thinking, like, how can this actually benefit? Like, how can I be of influence? How can I be of contribution to this community?
right,
So,
right.
something came to mind. How can I do fundraising?
Hmm.
This is a fundraising venue, or this is a fundraising adventure right
Right,
here.
right.
So I said I had a conversation with the leader, and she said, "Yeah, let's catch coffee maybe over this weekend. We can have a full blown conversation on how we can actually implement new strategies into raising funds." I said, "Cool,
That is awesome because I mean that's right there in alignment with what we do. It's all part of that giving to receive.
right,
That's
right."
awesome,
And,
dude.
and guess what? We had about 3 guests who actually came late,
Uh-huh.
and the reason why they came late was because they took an Uber, which actually is they took an Uber, which is expensive, which is more expensive than. She was like, "Oh my God, they charged me about $18 for 2 blocks."
Uh-huh.
I said, "Well, that's what it is, but guess what?
Guess
There's
what?
so, there's something that's coming up. You're gonna love it." She's like, "I
I
can't wait to hear it." I said, "Okay, no, no, take it easy, take it easy. We're gonna have a full blown conversation over the weekend. I'm gonna break everything down for you so you actually see how we're contributing to different organizations."
right. That is awesome, dude. That is so awesome. And you're right. I mean,
That
the fact that here's an incident where somebody paid $18 to go 2 blocks on Uber, but
right.
yet got a solution and an opportunity for them at the same
Absolutely.
time.
Absolutely. A solution to save money, then a contribution to the organization, and
Right.
an opportunity for somebody to also make money.
Exactly. Exactly. That it's just mind blowing.
It
Here,
is. It is.
I love the topic you put out there for today.
Oh,
What
man.
are you great at?
Trust me, man. Before, I went to bed last night, right? And I was thinking about our conversation for yesterday. And I thought about what we're going to have today. And some people might think that we have a whole blown schedule of what we
Right.
have to do for the whole week. But guess what? We are using day-to-day life conversations about our boomerang
Hmm.
and day-to-day life conversations
Right.
about motivation and inspiration to do these calls.
Right.
You know, and
Right.
I was thinking about what people always have a limitation,
Right.
right?
Right.
And most of those limitations are what we actually create for ourselves, right?
Very much so.
We
Very.
create those limitations for ourselves. And one of the things I was thinking about is, what are we really? What am I really great at?
Yeah.
And me having that conversation with myself, I heard something one time that said, Mr. Edwin Haynes actually mentioned it in the
Mhm.
meeting in the Maryland. He said the most time you spend with somebody is yourself, right?
That's true.
You spend the most time with yourself, but what is it gonna be if you can tell yourself all positive things,
Wow.
right? Because we actually judge ourselves a lot and we tell ourselves so many negative things and the things that limit our lives. And guess what? It actually does limit our lives because that's what we tell ourselves.
It does. I was scrolling through some of the stuff on one of my feeds, and I saw a quote that I thought, "Oh my, that sums up what we're talking about today." And the quote goes, "Be brave enough to be bad at something new."
Absolutely. I love it.
Be brave enough to be bad at something new.
I I totally love that quote because it's so in line with what we're gonna have to talk about today. Because that's the thing, right? We are always scared to get to something new.
Yes.
That's human nature because we feel so secure about everything we know.
Exactly. It's one of my other favorite quotes. We talk about being great at something, and with that, there has to be an element of fear.
Absolutely.
Because you have to take that risk to get out there. And we all know that fear means false evidence appearing real.
Correct.
All in our mind, what we think about with that. But I think about what are you great at? And it all comes down for me to what are you passionate about?
Absolutely.
And whatever you're passionate about, that is truly what you're great at becoming. None of us were born great. Greatness is something that we acquire and strive for, and that's
absolutely
where we go toward that.
Correct. Talking about being great, right? We want to look at the difference between being good at something and being great at something.
Right.
Because one of the things which I would hear somebody say, I don't want to join ibüümerang because I'm not good at it. I'm not good at it. So I'm asking somebody, like, what are you really great at? There's a difference. You might be good at your job.
Right.
You might be good in every, different aspects of your life, but you're thinking about what are you great at, Because there's some sense of evaluation, and this is self-evaluation question because you really got to look into your life, right?
Absolutely.
There's no test that's gonna say you're great at being a human,
right?
And there's no test to actually evaluate that, but it's a self-evaluating question, which means you can actually go deep into yourself to evaluate yourself. But now we want to look into why we think we're great at something and why are we limiting ourselves of trying something else.
Right. Trisha made a comment just now in the feed. She said, improve your words, improve your life. And it goes to that self-talk. The difference between self-talk and safe talk. And sometimes we make the safe talk our self-talk. We tell ourselves that's what we can do. We put limitations on what we can do because of whatever reason is out there.
Absolutely.
If Michael Jordan had said, you know what, I got cut at basketball, I suck at basketball, I'm quitting, we would never have seen Michael Jordan play basketball.
Absolutely. Never.
So it's that self-talk that becomes the genesis of putting it out there to make something even more incredible to come into your life.
And guess what? Because of the fact that we're limiting ourselves, we're also hindering other people from benefiting from us.
Wow. You're so right. With that is a selfish act when we do that.
It is a selfish. We always think about it like, I don't want to do this, I'm good at my job. I'm good at whatever I'm doing. I'm just going to go to my job and I'm going to go home after work and that's it about me. But you're not actually exploring all your potentials.
That's right. That's exactly.
And if you're not doing that, guess what? You are limiting other people from benefiting from knowing you even more.
Wow. That is powerful, Rudy. That is so powerful. But you're right.
Oh my God.
I'm blown away by that. You're right. So if you think that I'm good at something, you say yourself to yourself, I'm good at what I do. And that's all I'm going to do. I'm not going to challenge myself to be great at something.
Correct.
Then what you're actually doing is you're limiting yourself from the world of getting to know the real and powerful you.
Absolutely. The world, you're depriving the world from knowing the real and powerful you because now They don't even know who you are. They know you as a guy who works on the street, the guy who does whatever.
Mhm.
That doesn't impact anything.
Exactly.
It doesn't impact. It's just like you're a regular person, like everybody else.
Right. Right. No, you're exactly right about that. And and I think about ibüümerang and us being part of this organization of ibüümerang.
Right.
We would be good at being able to say, okay, here's the steps 1, 2, 3. Follow, you do this, and here's your result. You would be good at doing that. But you're great when you follow what Mr. Holtenbug's teaches. And that is, take a look at yourself, work on yourself, look at your playlist on your phone,
right?
Books on your nightstand.
Right.
What are you doing to empower and improve yourself? That's when you find greatness versus goodness.
I mean, you just nailed it. Mm-hmm. Looking at the content of that, what you put in your mind, right? What you read, mm-hmm. the content, what you set your eyes on,
right?
It all comes down together to building your person that who you become,
right?
Right. Some people go home and watch TV, it's whatever. People watch news and get upset going to sleep. My aunt always get upset after watching the TV. So good. They always go to bed upset. I always ask her, "Why are you upset? Just stop watching TV." She said, "I can't stop." I said, "Well, you just decided not to stop."
Rudy, my friend, you're back.
I am right here.
That was weird. All of a sudden, we had like a power surge or something, and my iPad is even still trying to connect. But you know what? That happens when you have greatness.
Absolutely. I mean, it's amazing because we have the topic of the conversation of today itself.
Right.
The conversation that's going on today is just mind blowing.
It is. The computer had a mind blow.
Oh man! Before the shutdown, I know we're really digging into the difference between greatness and being good. Right. And also the aspect of somebody not being great, them actually limiting themselves from the world.
Right. Exactly.
That's just incredible.
It really is, and that comes about when you start to realize that you are on a mission with a purpose.
Right.
And I know for me, and I can speak freely for you too, that is part of what we experience here with what we have at ibüümerang. It's
Absolutely.
not about giving out free stuff. It's not about the discounts and the travel and all the things coming forward. It's about this community that's been created, that people have each other's back. It goes to that Lou that Mr. Bugs talks about, that loyalty, that unity, and that edification.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, you speak for both of us because we've been in this organization and we've been committed to each other. We've been here and doing what we're doing right now. It's just life changing. I would say one of the things, this is one of the most transformational periods of my life.
Absolutely.
Entirely.
Absolutely.
I've never done anything like this. And being committed to doing this, being committed to building this business, being committed to helping people out there, and being committed to having this conversation with you every day.
Absolutely.
This is incredible.
This is incredible. And and I thought about this the other morning. I thought, the time when you and I first saw each other there in Vegas, we knew who each other were. We never met before.
Right.
But it was the fact that we were able to have that connection because of the culture and the community that we both are within.
Right.
That's what it takes to get that greatness.
It is. And now, for somebody who is looking for somebody out there who is kind of digging into themselves, kind of evaluating themselves, you really want to take a look into what you are doing to yourself. Like, if you're doing everything today, would you be proud of yourself in the next 5 to 10 years? So you really want to look into that aspect. You also want to look into the possibility of, am I really creating an impact in the lives of people around me?
Right.
And if you're not, guess what? There is a possibility to do that. And what has been stopping you? Have you been afraid of actually taking action? Have you been afraid to fail? Have you been afraid that you're going to suck at in anything?
Right. And it goes back to be brave enough to be bad at something new.
Right. I love that quote.
I'll never forget. I think it was my freshman year in college. I was in Hello Dolly, and I told myself I suck at dancing. I can't do it. I had a playing Cornelius Hackle. I had a great part. We had this great number, and I was struggling because I told myself I couldn't do it.
Right.
And I'll forget the choreographer came up and he pulled me aside, and Gary said, "Close your eyes. Close your eyes. Visualize you on the stage playing Cornelius Hackle like you would want him played. Right. Visualize that." And then he started humming the song.
Right.
And I'm like, okay. And it started getting into my subconscious and in my soul what I was supposed to do. Wow. And I remember opening my eyes up and seeing everything differently and starting a step over to say, this is who I am going to become as this character. That metaphor applies to your life.
Absolutely.
Visualize who you're going to become in your future self. See yourself 5 days, 5 months, 50 years down the road. Who are you becoming?
Right.
That's the legacy you're creating. That's who you are destined to be.
Right. I mean, because if you're able to see yourself 5-10 years down the road, you're looking at how much impact, because it's not just about you.
Right.
It's not just about you, because that's the thing. We always think about life to be all about us. That's the reason why we always feel satisfied with everything that's going on presently in our lives. It's not just about you.
Right. I mean, there is a narcissistic personality out there. Right. We all probably name a couple of people that fit that. That's what we're talking about. Narcissistic people do not define their greatness.
Right.
Narcissistic people believe they are the greatest. There's a big difference between defining your greatness and believing you're the greatest.
Absolutely. It is. There's a difference. I'm thinking about when I listen, when I'm thinking about the fact that it's not just the fact that we are doing this, right? But also the impact on the lives of other people that we're transforming.
Absolutely.
Somebody said to me, somebody watched my presentation last night, and she said, "I don't travel, but I love the concept."
Mm-hmm.
I love the concept because I know a lot of people who do travel, and this is going to be able to transform their lives, to save money a lot.
That's right.
And not just that, it's an opportunity for somebody who want to make a difference in their own lives and also transform the lives of other people.
Exactly right. And that's where what we do is more about the vision of where we're going than it is about the products that we offer.
Right. It is. It is about product. Man, as we're about to wrap up, I really want us to give an opportunity, like we always do, to somebody who has been watching us, to somebody who saw this presentation or who's seen this video. Maybe it's been sent to them by somebody. Maybe they're watching it on YouTube after they're watching the replay or the recording.
Right.
How can somebody actually be able to say, you know what? I love what these guys are doing. I really want to be great in my life. How can I be part of this?
Well, first of all, if someone sent this to you, get back to them, thank them for this, and say, yes, tell me more. Let me know what it is. If you know for a fact that you just want to be part of ibüümerang and have that piece of technology and have those cost savings, just say, give it to me.
Right.
It's yours. For you and me, if you in the comment section, just type in me. If you want to be a customer, type in tell me more. If you want more information about what we're doing, we've got the presentations we can send you. We'll be happy to get on a call with you. We'll invite you to be part of this group too.
Absolutely, because this is the transformation. This is what we're doing. This is the greatness it's all about. Because we're able to create their lives, able to create and impact the lives of other people. That's what greatness is all about. And that's the most satisfying thing of a human being.
Absolutely. And speaking of greatness, folks, you've got to come back tomorrow. Tomorrow we have got such a special treat for you. We've got 2 more poster children of greatness coming on with us tomorrow.
Absolutely. I can't wait to have those guys on board tomorrow, man. I just love them.
I do too. And what they're doing, the greatness they're creating in their own communities,
Right.
it's just mind blowing. And it's permeating across the world. They've got people all over the world that they're impacting with what they're doing in their communities.
That's amazing, man. That's amazing. Guys, join us tomorrow. We are having 2 new guests. They are amazing. These guys are incredible in what they do. Just like what Bart said, they're helping other people transform their lives. You really want to be here tomorrow.
Absolutely. And thanks, people, for bearing with me on the tech problems. I'll splice this together into one video, so it'll be kind of all in one. But come tomorrow. To everyone that left comments, Kimberly, Peggy, Trisha, Kelly, everybody out there.
Right.
So thank you so much. You're the reason we keep doing this.
Absolutely. Thank you guys so much for always checking in and sharing the videos, because as more and more people keep listening to this, guess what? Their lives are changing. It's not just about business, it's about life. That's what it's all about.
Life. That's exactly right. That's exactly right. Yep.
Right.
Rudy,
thank you so much,
Bart. My friend.
Absolutely. Boom.
Boom. See you then, bro.
All right, man.